The last thing that we get to do here today before we close out is to give out our second annual Jeanne Kohl-Welles Women Uplifting Women Award. And I want to invite my former colleague, my friend, Jeanne, to come on up and help me give this out. Welcome. And so let me introduce you to the namesake and first recipient of this now annual award, my colleague and mentor and good friend, Jeanne Kohl-Welles. And I've lost my notes, so I'm going to do it from memory. Jeanne Kohl-Welles, many of you may know, served on the King County Council for 2 terms. Prior to that, over 20 years as a senator mostly and a representative in the state legislature. She's been an educator, a published author, an international speaker on human trafficking, an expert on Title IX, and so many other things. But above all and through it all, a champion for women. And so we were delighted to create this award last year, name it after our friend Jeanne, and then give her the first award. But the second year has come, and now we have to give it to somebody else. So I'm going to invite Jeanne to announce and help me to deliver the award. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Claudia, ever so much, and also to my former colleague, Sarah Perry, and whom I did not get to work with. I don't know if she's still here. Yes, in the back we've got Teresa Mosqueda. So congratulations on being on the council. And there are some other council members here too. It's really interesting to come back here. I served for 8 years, and I'll tell you, retirement is terrific. I've grown to like it, and I've loved not having to set the alarm, all that type of stuff. But it was kind of a shock. It was all of a sudden. January 1st came, and I'm out. And it took some getting used to. But I'm having a good time, more travel and all of that. But I always think back to the council as my home, away from home in a way. I sneak into the living room and turn on King County TV. My husband doesn't quite understand that, but you can't just separate yourself out completely. I still go to fundraisers, and I got on too many boards, all of that. But I really think about the county and the council so much of the time, and it was such a thrill last year to be awarded the first award, the Jeanne Kohl-Welles Award, Women Uplifting Women. It was just a thrill. A lot of my family came. They didn't come this year, it's but I'm delighted to be here and to, along with Claudia, give out this award. I would like to mention, though, that the first time the Women's History Month program occurred was 9 years ago this month, and I was brand new to the council. And I got this idea, we should do this, and my new staff, who had just started with me in January, went, what? How can you do that? It's too soon, but we did it. Toshiko Hasagawa was my executive assistant, and she's such a go-getter. She's Port of Seattle Commissioner, president now. There were others along the way who did so much. And I know here today we've got Tanya Santiago, Lorena Gutierrez Perez, Clara Manahan, who were so instrumental in putting on these year after year after year. We had to cancel one when COVID hit in 2020, and then we went to doing it online entirely for a while. But anyway, I am delighted to present this award, and as you can see it here, this orb is not attached. So we have to be careful with it. But I would like to mention that the sculptor, Etsuko Ichikawa, divides her time between Tokyo in Japan and Seattle, Washington. She has a degree in fine arts from the Tokyo Zokai University, and she moved to Washington State in 1993, and I think it's really interesting that she studied with Dale Chihuly, as an kind of interning with him for 8 years and really learned her trade here with him, as well as having attended the Pilchuck Glass School. I think this is really elegant, and I received one like this last year, and it's titled the Koro Kokoro Round Mind 07, and it's an orb made from compressed paper displayed atop a wooden block. The compressed paper is recycled from Ichikawa's pyrograph series, abstract drawings on paper made by scorching the paper with molten glass. Very creative. And I'm just delighted today to present this award, along with the 3 council members, to a very renowned individual, a woman who has been spectacular herself in uplifting women through her work as a public artist, as a visual artist, and from her having co-founded, founded, been part of many organizations in the community. Her name is Angie Hinojos, and she's sitting right here. There's so much I'd like to tell you about her, but I'll try to keep it very short. She received her degree in architecture from the University of California, Berkeley, and became a visual artist and community organizer, which is what I love to hear about. I did serve with her on the For Culture Board, part of King County, and I know some of my colleagues have as well. She focuses in her organizing life on educational equity and increasing access to higher education for underserved communities. She's a trustee, has been a trustee at the Cascadia College, and is a member of the Washington State Commission on Hispanic Affairs. She co-founded and led and is outgoing executive director of Centro Cultural Mexicano, one of the preeminent Latino-led and serving organizations on the East Side. She's also a commissioner, or did I say that, with the Washington Commission on Hispanic Affairs. She's done a lot of work in public health, especially through the Latino Center for Health, and during the COVID horrible times that we all went through, and I know providing indispensable help for so many in the Latino community. She also helped lead a small business assistance program, providing many women-led small businesses with the resources to get a start and to grow their organizations or businesses. 8 young women received Centro Cultural Mexicano Ya es Tiempo Scholarship for first-generation Latino students. She's been phenomenal in these 2 fields, organizing, social organizing, working on educational equity, and her art, really combining the 2, which I find particularly impressive. And there's so much more to say, but I do want to bring out one more thing. I find her murals just incredible. She has been part of the Seattle Public Arts artist roster and Seattle's Office of Arts and Cultural Program. And you can see some of her murals, I think there are more than one, called Flow, Art Along the Ship Canal at Stoneway North between North 34th and North 35th. Just fabulous. So be sure to drive by there and see them. And with that, Councilmember Balducci, should we come on up. Bring up Angie? Okay.
Thank you, Jeanne. All right. Well, thank you. I'm very grateful. It's a great honor. I just want to say it's a beautiful world we live in, a world of mystery, a world of wonder, a world of joy. And at the same time, we are experiencing injustice. It's the same injustices
that my parents and my grandparents experienced, the same uncertainties, the same fears. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's something that cycles around over time, and we fight and we look forward to the future. And that's what I want to talk about, is even in the darkest of times, what impresses me and what inspires me is we see that the human spirit prevails. Even among those most oppressed, the ability to look beyond this moment to the next moment, the next horizon. It's why my parents and grandparents were able to move mountains to provide for my brothers and for me. And I see that now in our communities. I see strangers helping strangers. I see community members treating every child as if it is their own precious child, and treating every elder as if that is their own beloved grandparent. And this is how we persevere. This is how we move beyond. It's how we continue. And what drives this? It's love. It is a profound, deep feeling of love. And it is love that transcends affiliation. It's a love that transcends culture. It's a love that transcends geographies, borders. It's the deepest, most profound feeling that we can share with another, in my opinion. My parents expressed it in different ways. My father was the one who, when he was invited to join the country club, he went and spoke and told them, the whole room, exactly why he would never join their country club. Because they had made an exception for that one Mexican because he was educated, he was a community leader. He showed it in the big ways. He helped change voting procedures in California. He was the faculty member that was leading students to occupy the provost's office. That was my dad in the big public way. And then my mom showed that love by showing up to our schools and checking kids for lice, helping pass the needle to the doctor, even though she wasn't trained to do it, so that kids could get their vaccinations, standing up for the kids who didn't have an advocate. And that work that my mom did throughout the years, unflinchingly, without ever talking about it, that work was the work that was never in the newspaper. It was never acknowledged, except for in our own family. We were proud of her. My father was very proud of her. And that is the work that keeps everything we do functioning. And so what I want to say is thank you for the programs, for the policies that allow us to create the spaces that support both of these types of work. The big work that we do out in the world and the small work that we do person to person, human to human. The work where you're touching someone and you're looking in their eye, and both are important. And I particularly want to say thank you, Jeanne, Claudia, Sarah, Teresa. Thank you. You're exceptional leaders. I have learned something from every single one of you over the years. And I want to say that beyond your brilliance, you lead with love, and that is what I take with me. And it has been an absolute honor to serve my community in the most humble way possible. Thank you.